All right, welcome everybody. Here we go, continuing our lesson on functional exercise and how to assess an individual's biomechanical strengths and weaknesses. Now, last class, we talked about the planes of motion. We went through some activities and looked at those different planes of motion. Does anybody remember what those three planes of motion are? That's right, sagittal, frontal, and what was the other one? Transverse. Very good. Okay, so when we look at those planes of motion, we want to be able to take them and apply them to the body in function and movement. We want to be able to assess an individual and where they're at with their strengths and weaknesses in each one of those areas of the body. And we're going to start with the lower extremity, starting at the ankle, and then we'll move up to the knee and up to the hip. So today what we're going to be focusing on is balance reach testing. If we look at the ankle, and we think about the ankle being frontal plane dominant, what would be a movement that would be frontal plane dominant for the ankle? Maybe an exercise? Okay, very good. A jumping jack. Nice. So if we think about the ankle in frontal plane dominance, we're going to do a balance reach test with the ankle first. So I'm going to bring Ryan over here. So Ryan, you're going to stand over here. And what we're going to do is an assessment of his balance reach of his right leg. We would first go and do all right leg and then do it 3 times so that we can get an accurate assessment of the right leg, and then we would turn him around and do the left leg. But for this purpose, where we're facing you, we want to make sure that you get a good demonstration of that. So we'll have Ryan start with his right leg, okay? And then Ryan, what you're going to do is you're going to stand on your right leg, and you're going to take your left leg and you're going to reach it all the way to the cabinet as far as you can and touch with the side of your foot. So he's weight bearing on his right leg, he's reaching and he's touching with the side of his leg. So that was really good. What you need to look for is he needs to be able to reach all the way to the low part of the cabinet and come back. You want to pay attention to what's happening at the knee, the valgus movement at the knee, and that looks pretty good. All right, and so let's have you just step out just a little bit, all right? And let's have you go ahead and do that again. Reach. Oh, so we noticed that that was quite a bit of a reach for him, so maybe we adjust and come a little bit closer. Very good. And do it one more time. Reach. So that was pretty good. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our tape measurement. We practiced with these when we did anthropometric measurements, if you remember. Now we're using them to do measurements for distance. We're going to do distance from the medial aspect of his right foot, okay? And we're going to measure the distance between that and the cabinet. So I'm going to come on down here, okay? And if you could take a step back with your left, leave this foot here, and I'm going to go ahead and do the measurement from here all the way to the cabinet, all right? And I'm going to take that score, and I'm going to write it down. So essentially what you're doing is you're taking a look at how far can they be from the wall in their reach and be able to touch the wall with the side of their foot. We're going to do it 3 times. Then we're going to move on to the knee. The knee is a hinge joint. Does anybody have a guess as to what plane of motion the knee would be dominant in? Very good. Sagittal plane. Nice. So what type of an exercise or movement would be sagittal plane dominant? A lunge. Good. Walking. Nice. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn Ryan facing the wall. Okay. You're going to stand on your right leg again. And then Ryan, what we're going to have you do is, if you notice the plane of motion that we talked about, sagittal plane, we did frontal like a jumping jack. Now we're in sagittal. He's going to reach, and he's just going to reach as far as he can to touch his left toe to the wall and come back. Also